ប Greetings, everyone. Thank you for joining us. First, I would like to pay my homage to the Triple Gem, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on behalf of Dhammika Life. I'm sorry that I'm having difficulties with my video, but I hope that you can hear my voice clearly. I am live here in Seattle, state of Washington, and we have Sister Chatsapip live in Phnom Penh for joining us. And today's discussions we have about the essence of Māgha-pūjā. It's a very special day. We had Khmer version yesterday, and so today we have English version. And it is very important to have an English version because it's universal language, and it's good that everyone can understand what Māgha-pūjā Day is. And so we will be get into more insight about what are the core principles the Buddha's teaching based on the special event and many more. And so before we get into our program, I would like to have our Sister Chatsapip to introduce our speakers.
Thank you, Sister Sakon, and good evening and good morning to Dhamma friend in United States or elsewhere. First of all, I would like to pay my homage to the Triple Gem, the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. And I would like to thank all Ponte, Dhamma friends, ladies and gentlemen, for spending time with us as always. And for tonight, it's a special Dhamma talk on the essence of Māgha-pūjā. As we all know, the event is approaching soon on the 15th full moon on the Thursday 28th. So the Dhamma friend would celebrate the Māgha-pūjā and to discuss about the essence of the day. Therefore, the Dhamma Life bring this topic for discussion. Yesterday, the discussion was conducted in Khmer, and tonight we would like to discuss in English so that our audience who could not understand Khmer can also follow and get the understanding about the essence of the Māgha-pūjā. And in Khmer, in fact, it's Meak. Bojea. So tonight we have our Dhamma speaker and also speaker join us, and I would like to present all the speaker now. First of all, my greeting to Ponte Kasapa on camera. Ponte is the executive director of the International Cambodian Buddhist Center based in Sri Lanka. Ponte is also the meditation trainer. Currently, somehow, Ponte is staying at Vipassana Thuraya Buddhist Center in Udon of Cambodia. We also have another Dhamma speaker, Ponte Soktivi. Ponte is the founder of the Dhammika Life Foundation, with hosting our discussion tonight and most of the topic as always. And the foundation is a non-for-profit organization aiming at promoting the Buddha teachings. And Ponte is leading and teaching Buddhism in English, a course to help Dhamma friends to get a better understanding, not only the English terminology, but also the Buddha teaching. And I'm very honored to be his student as well. And Ponte have published few publications, and his latest publication is the Dhamma terminology that present the Khmer Pali and Romanized Pali Khmer English. And it it has been a very useful book that many of us have referred to. Currently, Ponte is residing at Potiram Temple and based in Seattle in the United States. So welcome and thank you, Ponte, for spending time with us tonight. Our last speaker, the special one, as a lady, Sister Kim Natimon. Natimon is the educator at the Panyasastra University of Cambodia, my university as well. She's the founder of the Women in Buddhism Association, the association that have been actively, bring about the Dhamma education and bring the voice of women in Buddhism. So we have great honor to have you again tonight and on the special topic to celebrate the Māgha-pūjā. Let us start our discussion, but I would like to say to our audience who follow us tonight, please feel free to join us, follow us, and if you have any special message at how you would spend or celebrate the day, please feel free to leave the message in the comment on our page. And I would go through from time to time. And if you also have any question, please feel free. And we would bring the question to our speaker so that they can address your inquiries. So now come to our discussion. I would like to hear from our speaker. Probably the first, I would like to hear from Ponte TV. Why do we celebrate the Māgha-pūjā Day? Can you help to enlighten us and our audience here, please, Ponte?
Namato Ratanatayasa. My homage to the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. Also would like to pay respect to most venerable Kassapa on camera. And I would like to say greeting to Sister Natimon, who is also a co-speaker, and two moderators, friends in Dhamma. As we are approaching to the special event in Buddhism, which is called Māgha-pūjā or Māgha-pūjā in international Pali pronunciation, as the world says it. So we're gonna remember this term as a Māgha-pūjā. And that is the pronunciation of the international Romanized Pali language. As we know that Māgha is the third month according to the lunar calendar. So there are, in the Buddha's time, there were several events occur on this 15th full moon of Māgha. But I would like to, first of all, raise about the main special events that we commemorate this Māgha-pūjā Day. So the Māgha-pūjā Day is one of the most important events in Buddhism that normally celebrated on the 15th full moon of Māgha. And for this special event, we celebrate in order to honor the Fourfold Assembly. In Pali we call Jaturanga Sanipata. The Fourfold Assembly occur at the Veluvana Monastery during the lifetime of the Buddha, 9 months after his enlightenment. So it is later came to be called as Fourfold because it composed of 4 events happen at the same time on the same day. First of all, it was on the 15th full moon of Māgha. Number 2, there were 1,250 bhikkhus assembled without being summoned upon, without being called upon. And number 3, all of the bhikkhus were arahants, the fully enlightened ones. Number 4, all of them received the Ehi Bhikkhus Upasambhada directly from the Buddha. So that is the fourfold assembly. It includes the 4 main events happen on the same day. That is why it came to be known as the fourfold assembly, Jaturanga Sannipata. This is very important event that all of us as Buddhists, we celebrate this Māgha-pūjā in order to commemorate this special event. But I also would like to include several other events that also happen in Māgha Day, 15th full moon Māgha Day, but it happened in different years and different occasions. So another one is that Venerable Sariputta attained arahantship also on this 15th full moon of Māgha. And then the Buddha established the 2 chief disciples, Venerable Sariputta being the right disciple and Mahamoggallana being the left chief disciple. Another one, the Buddha declared the heart of his teaching, or we can call the core principles of his teaching, known as Ovada Patimokkha, simply literally translated as the exhortations to his Sangha community, which we all know that is basically the rules of the order, the Vinaya, or we call in modern term that is the constitution that the Buddha had laid down for the benefit of the Sangha to maintain for the sake of the purity of the community of Sangha. Another special event is that the Buddha also announced his time for passing away, for Parinibbana, also happened on the Māgha Day, full moon. And finally, the Buddha called on Sangha assembly. That was a very huge assembly, happened at the Kudakara Sala at Mahavana, Vesali. So the Buddha called upon all the Sangha community around Vesali to deliver his talk. So that is pretty much events that I have mentioned. Through those events, we celebrated Māgha-pūjā, and it's become traditional, almost traditional in Buddhism nowadays, that whenever the Māgha 15 full moon day of Māgha arrives, we all as Buddhists, we often remind of those occasions in the lifetime of the Buddha, because it is so important for all of us as a Buddhist. Thank you.
Thank you, Bhante, for this insightful sharing about, like what mark the Māgha-pūjā Day, and there as Bhante have elaborated, there are significant 4 main events, and that is very crucial. And I would like to also hear from Bhante Kassapa, if you have any additional thought bill on this, please, Bhante.
Yeah. Very good evening, everyone from Cambodia, and very good morning. Let me pay my homage to the Triple Gem. Dear Venerable Sirs, especially Venerable Muniputos of TV, Sister Natimon, the co-speaker, and our 2 moderators and the technical team, and friends in Dhamma. So, according to the Buddhist history and according to the scholars, Māgha-pūjā, or in Khmer Pali, we call it Meak, is, mostly celebrated in Cambodia and in Thailand. During my time in Sri Lanka, the Māgha-pūjā is not that popular among Sri Lankan society, because full moon day is already prominent or mostly practiced holiday in Sri Lanka. I mean, every month they have their holiday, Buddhist holiday on 15 full moon day. And as Venerable Soktivi elaborated, there are many special events, but I want to address the reason why Buddhists in Cambodia, in Thailand, greatly respect and regard the Māgha-pūjā day more special, in the more special way. When I was in Cambodia, there are many special events in Buddhist calendar. Visak Puja, Visak Day, Māgha-pūjā. So these 2 days, our Buddhists regard Māgha-pūjā more, from my understanding, more special than Visak Bojea. Anyway, but what I want to say, because we regard that, as Venerable Soktivi elaborated, the fourfold assembly or congregation was incredible, amazing, because that 1,250 monks were not invited. But I want to say they might be mentally, communicated with each other. From Buddhist perspective, that we must come on the same day. And another special event is, I think, Buddha gave up his, we call it Sankhara. That, from today onward, 3 months later, I will attain the complete Parinibbana. So there are many special events during Māgha-pūjā day. So the Buddhists around the world, especially in Cambodia and in Thailand, they commemorate this day in order to respect and honor the special events happening at the Buddha time, to respect one is to the Buddha, and to honor his teaching, as Venerable Soktivi said, and to honor to Venerable Sariputta and Venerable Moggallana, and just to remind us that we Buddhists must remember, commemorate those days, and we have to integrate some philosophy into our life. And it can be very special because we observe different practices in Buddhism. So that's all from me. Thank you, sister.
Thank you, Bhante, for this additional sharing, especially bringing live from other country practice, such as in Sri Lanka as well. And what you have emphasized finally, the day should be celebrated, and as a Buddhist, we should understand, but also try to insert the philosophy in our understanding too. So this is something we will discuss in the next question. So I would come back to Bhante afterward. So we would like to also hear from Sister Natimon. You have any sharing, from your perspective, why do we celebrate Māgha-pūjā Day? Please share with us.
Yes, thank you very much, sister. And thank you, Venerable Soktivi, for having me here today. First of all, I would like to pay homage to the triple gems, the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. I would like to pay my high respect to Venerable Sir Pon Kamara and Venerable Sir Soktivi. And I would like to say good evening, Sister Sophia. Yes, and Good evening, all audience that are watching right now. So the topic today is about the celebration in Buddhism, or we can say that it is the tradition that Cambodians have been held for a long time since we started to follow the Buddha teaching. And for the history of why we celebrate, as Venerable Soktevi and Venerable Khamra already mentioned about that. For me, I would like to say that since the celebration has established, all people that follow the Buddhism have celebrated this celebration. There are some words or some special mentions about the reason why we celebrate this, and also the something that the Buddha already mentioned was we have to, like, the non-doing of evil. So this is the message from the Buddha to all the followers, not to do anything that is evil. And second point is to full performance of what is wholesome. And next one is the total purification of the mind. So these three messages that the Buddha left for all the Buddhists and all the Buddhism. I'm sorry, I am not sure whether you can hear me clearly because it seems so freezing here. The internet seems freezing here. If you cannot hear me clearly, please let me know.
We could hear you now, don't worry.
Yeah, I would like to join with these things. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sister Nataman. So for the history, the celebrations is mainly, I like the point where it says mainly non-doing of evil, full performance what is wholesome, and total purifications. So we'll find out more. I'll have our questions on for everybody here in the platform. I will go to Venerable Soktevi. My respect to you. What are the core principles of the Buddha's teaching based on this special event? Can you please elaborate?
Yeah. In that occasion of the summit of the assembly, what we have noticed so far is that the Buddha expounded the Ovada Padimokkha, the exhortation to the community of monks. And that exhortation, or the Ovada Padimokkha, actually is like the spiritual guidance for the sake of the practice of the Sangha. And later we regard it as the heart of the Buddha's teaching, or as the core principle of the teaching of all the Buddhas, not just for Samana Gotama Buddha, but for all the Buddhas. And that is stated in the Tikha Nikaya as following. I have I will raise the three stanzas or the gatha that includes in this Ovada Padimokkha, both in Pali language and English language, just for the sake of the better understanding for those who would like to seek to understand what is the special advice that the Buddha had given on this special occasion that is later known as the Ovata Patimokkha. So the stanza 1, Sappapa Passa Akaranang, not doing any evil or abstaining from all unwholesome, Kusalasa Upasambhada, accomplishing what is good, what is wholesome, Sacitta Parayota Panang, purification of one's mind, Etang Buddha Nasasanang. This is the teaching of all the Buddhas. That is the stanza 1. And the stanza number 2, Khanti Paramang Tapo Titikha, patience or forbearance is the highest practice. Nibbanang Paramang Vatanti Buddha. Nibbana is supreme, say the Buddhas. Nahi Papachito Parupakati. He truly is not a recluse who harms others. Samano Hoti Parang Vihe Tayantu. A samana oppresses no one. And that is the second stanza. Now the stanza number 3. Anupavato, Anupakato, not insulting, not harming. Padimokhe Jasangvaro, restrained according to Padimokha, or the moral code of conduct. Mattanyutta Japatasming, knowing moderation in food. Pantancha Sayana Sanam, dwelling in solitude or seclusion. Atichitte Ja Ayoko, endeavor in higher mental development. Etam Buddha Nasasanam. This is the teaching of all the Buddhas. So that is the 3 verses or gatha of the Buddha advice which had been given on this special occasion, what we call as Ovata Patimokkha. So this teaching is regarded as the core principle of the teaching of all Buddhas. It's like Sister Natimon already raised about Sappapa Passa Akaranang, refraining or not to do any evil, to do only good, to cleanse one's mind. That is basically the main idea of the whole teaching of the Buddha. We call it as a summary of the Buddhist teaching. Not to do bad, to do only good, and to cleanse, to purify our mind. But at the same time, the Buddha also added the other 2 stanzas, that is, we have to practice the patience, because through patience that is being well developed, it can bring a lot of good quality of the mind. It can lead to wholesome action. Through patience, it can lead to higher mental, spiritual development. Through patience, it can lead to all good quality of the mind. And then the Buddha expounded that Nibbana is supreme. Nibbana is the total eradication of suffering, complete liberation from suffering. That is the supreme one. That is the best thing that we should all practice in order to achieve this goal. And he said, a recluse or a samana, the monk who harm others, does not call a monk. That basically for the present day, it can be involved in the human rights activity if we do not harm others. So we instead generate loving kindness, care, compassion towards one another, so the world will be in peace and harmony. And then the Buddha went on saying, do not insult, do not harm, do not oppress one another, and try to restrain according to the moral code. We try to practice according to the Vinaya, the disciplinary rules laid down by the Buddha. At least we can practice the 5 precepts or the 10 Kusala Kammapata, the 10 wholesome action, by refraining the 10 unwholesome action through physical bad action, through verbal bad action, through mental bad action, that we have to restrain like we already know, refraining from killing, not to steal, not to commit any adultery or sensual misconduct, not to tell lies, not to use any harsh speech or backbiting words or frivolous talk, nonsense talk, and refraining from wrong understanding, covetousness, greediness, or violence, etc. So that is very basic principle that includes in not to harm, not to insult, and not to oppress one another, and is training in the Patimokkha, which basically falls into the group of sila, morality, precept. And then the Buddha went on saying about knowing the moderation in food, even the way we consume daily meal, daily drink, that also should be limited to the extent that we can stay healthy, that we can be able to allow ourselves to practice the Dharma. And then dwelling in solitude or seclusion. This is also very good idea for those who would like to seek for spiritual development. When we can find a quiet, serene place, that will be very suitable for the meditation practice and so on. And then the final one, the Buddha said, endeavor in higher mental development. Try, work out diligently in order to develop our spirituality, in order to develop our panya, our wisdom, because through panya or vipassana jnana, true liberation or nibbana can be achieved. So that is all from me. I will keep the space for other speakers to add on to that. Thank you.
Thank you, Venerable Saktivi. I love that the whole 3 stanza, especially it covers everything as far as, with our daily living, with nutrition, with the spiritual development, with the behaviors, practice that we can all abide through with the Buddha's teaching. Thank you so much. And Venerable Gassipa, my respect to you. May I ask you, what are the core principles of the Buddha's teaching based on this special event? And could you elaborate a little bit more, please?
Thank you, sister, for the question. And the main philosophy or the heart of the Buddhist philosophy, in order to commemorate during the Māgha-pūjā, has been elaborated by Venerable Saktivi. But let me say the core philosophy of Buddhism, which I want you to understand is, just interpret the assignment or appointment of 2 chief disciples, Venerable Maha-Moggallana and Venerable Sariputta. What we have to understand is, to be the chief disciples of the Buddha, you have to do a lot of sacrifice. You have to fulfill a lot of perfection. And what I learned from the life event of Venerable Sariputta, he attained enlightenment during he listened to the talk of the Buddha, which the Buddha gave to another Brahman. I'm sorry that I forgot that Brahman. And that Brahman only attained the stream entry. We call it Sotapanna. But the same teaching let Venerable Sariputta attain enlightenment. What I want our Buddhists to understand is, teaching is the same, but to reach the goal is our capacity, our potential. So the same teaching preached to the same disciples, but one attained enlightenment, the arahatship, one attained only the first stage of enlightenment. So it is our responsibility to build up our spiritual capacity, our spiritual advancement. And it's one thing. And another thing is the congregation of the 2,000 250 monks. I mean, they have the same quality. Okay, they have the same quality. They are arhan and they attain the supernatural powers. We call it abhinya, and their high ordination we call bhikkhu upasampada is ehi bhikkhu, that only, like we call it, come and practice. Buddha only said that they will become monks. No need one to save, to shave the hair, and no one, need to offer them the robe. Not like us, but just when the Buddha just said that, please come and practice. Robes, hair, everything is ready. So, and they congregated on the same day. I mean, on the Māgha-pūjā day. What I want to say is, in Buddhism, nothing happening by chance or spontaneously. Everything happens under the law of co-arising. Maybe they were friends in the previous life. They practiced together. They do everything together. They have the same mental qualities. So that is why they met on the same day, and in order to listen to the core teaching of Buddhism, as Venerable Soktivi said. So everything is very important for us to learn, and but I want to elaborate more about the heart of a Buddhist philosophy elaborated by Venerable Soktivi, starting from Kanti, Paramanta, Potitika, and so on. What I want to say, and you heard that, eating in moderation. So, in order to attain enlightenment, every aspect of your life is, your life must change. I call it lifestyle changes therapy. This is the way to nirvana. The way you eat, the way you talk, the way you walk, even the way you sleep also, is effective for your mental liberation. So this is what I want you to understand. You think that, okay, enlightenment is only meditation, enlightenment is only that. No, it's not only about that. So, and the morality is not about no killing, no stealing, no sexual misconduct, no telling lies, no alcohol, and so on. It's not only that. Your eating also, the foremost, strategy to reach enlightenment. Then the way you sleep is also. And your entire life must change, not waiting until you have to go to the monastery. You can change when you are a lay person. Respect everyone, no harming, and especially just practice exercise, human rights. You are practicing the path for liberation. So that's all from me.
Thank you so much, Pante, for very meaningful, guide for us to understand not just from the core principle, but also core philosophy, as Pante TV have shared, like the rationale behind, or not just rationale behind, but the core principle of the Buddha teaching based on this special event is, mainly is about Ovada Patimokkha. That, I would just repeat the three main thing that we should, not just to celebrate the day, but to practice the core principle that the Buddha have lived his teaching with us is not to do any evil, not to do only good action, to purify one mind. And this is the teaching of every Buddha, not just one Buddha. So that is very inspiring teaching that we all as Buddhists should understand, and by understanding is also to practice it. And Ponte Kassapa have bring a very interesting concept, not just about core principle, but the core philosophy, to realize that, every arahat not just become enlightened, simply be enlightened, but because of the right effort, because of the the way that the enlightened one have been determined and have been change the lifestyle. The lifestyle is not just change like we're talking about changing the lifestyle here, but being mindfulness in every aspect of life. I think that is very insightful. Thank you so much, Ponte. And I would like to turn to Sister Natimon. As a Buddhist, and we're talking about Māgha-pūjā Day. So how should one take part on this occasion, and what would you do as well on the day? And our audience, we would like to hear from you too. What is your plan to do on the day? Please join us sharing your the way that you would celebrate in our comments, please. And Natimon, please, how should one take part on this occasion, and you personally, what is your plan? Please.
Yes, thank you very much, sister, for this question. Actually, as Buddhists, we should take a very deep part in this action because we want to understand more about the heart of the Buddha teaching. We, of course, must know Māgha-pūjā Day to understand about the Buddha teaching. And for me as personally, I will go to pagoda and listen to Dhamma talk. And also as individual person that follow the Buddha teaching in Cambodia, since we accept that Buddhism is the state religion. So we should discuss about three angles. One is about pagoda, second one is about school, and the third one is about each individual. So pagoda, what should the pagoda take action in this great event, in this period of time, in this occasion? Of course, in each pagoda, they must prepare some interesting things to attract the audience who are Buddhist followers to come to be interested in learning about the Māgha-pūjā Day. If it's not interesting, of course, no one gonna go and join or celebrate the event. And if they don't know, so how can they celebrate the event? And for pagoda, I could say that some pagoda take a really great action in this celebration, such as prepare really interesting decoration, and also create a Dhamma talk show to allow the Buddhists to come and listen to the Dhamma talk. So when they get to listen to it, and they will have the right understanding about why we celebrate this event. And the second one is about school. School should take a great action in this event as well, because students go to school and they learn a lot from school. So as teacher and the school principal, they should research more about Māgha-pūjā Day to celebrate this event at school, and they might have some quiz or some activity in order to raise the awareness to students. When students can understand about the concept of this celebration, they will be able to come back home and tell this to their parents. And of course, if the whole family can understand the concept of the celebration, they will not take time to do other things. So move to the third participant is each individual. When we follow Buddha teaching, we are Buddhism. We are Buddhist. So as a Buddhist, we should know our role and responsibility. I have observed that a lot of people, when we have holiday on the Māgha-pūjā Day, they don't really do something merit. Some people, they have time off from work. They think, oh, this is the holiday, so they go to have party and drink beer, which against the principle of the Buddha teaching, which is about 5 sila. That is the teaching of the Buddha, the basic principle. So on the other hand, if we take that time to do merit, we can go to pagoda, listen to Dhamma talk. If we don't really have time, we can listen to YouTube or radio to understand more about it, and do meditation in order to gain more wisdom, and also to gain more merit and purify our mind. So thank you very much, sister, for listening.
Thank you, Sister Natimon. Very useful tip, and you point out to 3 kind of fundamental agency, or including individual, at how we should partake in this special event, including the temple, the school, and the role of individual as ourselves, how best we should take part, but basically to build the merit to like keep doing more good things so that it can help us as well. So thank you. Before I turn to Ponte, I just would like to read one of our audience message. Ponte Mekra, he shared how he would celebrate the day. So he's planning to come back to his old temple in Kandal and to hear Dhamma talk and celebrate the Māgha-pūjā. Very a great thing to visit, the old temple that he used to be there. So thank you so much for take part. And other friends, please feel free to join us and share your thought how best you would take part in on the day, or like the idea that you believe how best we all should take part on this special occasion. So now I would like to turn to Ponte Kassapa. As a Buddhist monk, what would be your advice how best one should take part in this special occasion, please, Ponte?
Thank you, sister. To be honest, it really is tough to put into words. To be honest, as I told you, to be honest, I am fond of changing the lifestyle of the young generation. So what I would like to address is our monks, especially abbots of the temple have, they need to change the arrangement system or having some new tips, utilize to bring or to attract our young generation to study more in Buddhism. And as Sister Natimun said, what I would to do is, I will spend less time for the ceremonial activities. To be honest, I will spend less time, but I will spend more time with them to talk, to discuss, to elaborate the essence, the significance of Māgha-pūjā, especially basing on the special events being commemorated during the Māgha-pūjā. So without right understanding, there is no right practice. So this is my understanding, my concept. So we have to explain them more. Sometimes they might feel uncomfortable because monks, it's our huge responsibility to create a space, a room for them.
Probably upon the internet is a bit slow, so it frozen. Probably. Ponte, are you here? While we waiting, probably I would turn to Ponte TV. If you can share us how should one take part on this occasion, and probably Ponte camera can share afterward when he unfrozen. Please.
Okay, sure. Yeah. For me personally, I think the best way to take part in this special event is to, for those who have not understood what is the Māgha-pūjā, they should try to understand, they should try to do more research about the Māgha-pūjā day, the essence of the Māgha-pūjā day, like the essence of the Buddha's teaching as a Buddhist. They should do that. But for those who have already understood that, I think we should all try to educate others by creating platforms like what we are doing right now. Actually, is one of the best way to celebrate the Māgha-pūjā day. We try to give information so that people can understand more about this important event in Buddhism. And as a Buddhist, we have to learn more and try to dive deep into what the Buddha taught. And on the other hand, for example, I have done it so far for the previous years onward until now. When we use Facebook, we can also change our profile to say congratulations to Māgha-pūjā day. We can post some status or caption, put some caption about the Māgha-pūjā event, just like what I have done in my profile, in my chat groups, in my class. So I have already given some information about the Māgha-pūjā day. And so that's how we can propagate the message, especially inform about the Buddha's teaching. And on the other hand, I also have, if you watch at the beginning of our show, you hear the Dhamma song, which I have written, the lyrics in which I have written, and we have worked together in order to produce this Dhamma song, because some people, they like to listen to, the music, something which is sweet. So why not we, compromise, we include the information about the event or the message of the Buddha's teaching into it, so that it can be helpful to people to get informed. So that is also another way to, celebrate the Māgha-pūjā. And let me say in general, for me as a Buddhist monk living at the temple or monastery every year before the Māgha-pūjā day. I always lead the people to, clean up the temple, clean up the Buddha sacred places, and then some people brought flower, candle, or something in order to offer in front of the Buddha, and then I lead the people to do the Dhamma chanting. Of course, we have some kind of poem to recite, to chant. With that, it commemorate the events happened in the Māgha day. And also, after that, I have some elaboration Dhamma talk just to tell people the story behind the Māgha-pūjā day and why we celebrated it and what is the important teachings of the Buddha for this event. So we try to deliver Dhamma talk on this regard, and also the final procedure at that evening would be the meditation practice for either 15 minutes or half an hour or 1 hour. That would be very great thing to celebrate the evening day. And on the morning day, people usually bring food to the monastery, offer to the monks, and then they accumulate merit for themselves as well as dedicating merit to those who passed away. And that's how we've been doing for the previous years. So for this year, as COVID-19 has taken over, so not a lot of people are coming. Maybe just several people are coming based on the rules that we have to follow. At least we can do it online, share some discussion talking about the Māgha-pūjā day, just to exchange an idea, give information to one another, to educate our younger generation to understand the important events in Buddhism, and let them learn more about the Buddha story and the Buddha's teaching. And of course, practicing is the best way to celebrate the Māgha-pūjā day. And as the Buddha elaborated in his Maha-parinibbana Sutta, before he passed away, he said that practice the Dhamma. If you want to venerate or pay homage to me, you venerate the Dhamma. By practicing the Dhamma, you see me. Those who see me, see the Dhamma. Those who see the Dhamma, see me. That means if you want to have real Buddha within you, you have to practice what he taught. So by practicing his Dhamma, you venerate the Buddha. That is the best offering one can do in order to celebrate the Māgha-pūjā. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bhante, for this sharing. One thing that come very interesting to me is you encourage the other monk or people around the temple to clean up the temple. It reminding me of on the Khmer New Year's Day, where we do the washing to the Buddha statues. And at the village, a lot of people will go to the temple, not just to wash the Buddha statues, but we help to clean up the temple as well. So it is a very good day for people to celebrate this special occasion as well. Before I invite Bhante Kassapa to continue, because before your internet got cut, I just want to read few message from our Dhamma friend who shares Sophia, he left a message that in the Buddhism we should understand and know why Buddha was from the richest and powerful man and to be the poorest man. I think it recalled the story when the Buddha left his kingship but become the monkhood. But I think he's not become the poorest man, but he become the enlightened one, the richest man of the world with the riches of the Dhamma. So thank you for joining. And Sister Jenny, very interesting because she have like the connection, but also a lot of tips for to work with kids. So she suggesting that children love stories. So Jataka tells. I'm not sure what Jataka tell. I'm interested to learn more. A great way to explore Buddhism in with children. What is that? Sorry.
ជាដករឿងជាដក
Thank you, Ponte. So yeah, we're very interesting, and for parents who would love to, introduce the Buddhism with children. Thank you. So Ponte Kasapa, we would like to hear from you because you worked hard earlier and you have shared with us very interesting that you will spend less time with ceremony, but spend more time with the Dhamma sharing on the essence of the day. So please, Ponte.
Yeah, thank you, sister, and sorry for the technical difficulty. And different people have different aspects, and we must regard those aspects. But from my understanding, what I want to build up during this special occasion is education, more understanding about Buddhism. With young generation. That is why I told you that I will spend less time for the ceremonial activities, but will spend more time for Dhamma talk, Dhamma sharing, and it kinds of conference on the Māgha-pūjā day. Let young generation raise any question that they want to know about Buddhism to clear up their mind. It's easy for us. To let them practice. And secondly, that we must find a way to bring them, young generation, to the temple. They might come and they don't have the ability to do something right, but it is okay. It's our responsibility to correct. So I would like to suggest our elder generation, let them come to the temple. They might know nothing. They might, they don't know how to offer lunch. It's okay. We must correct them. Let them come first. We can correct them later. So this is my understanding. So, and as Venerable Sotwi said, we will spend more time for meditation. So that's all from me. That's all from me.
Thank you so much. Yes, Venerable Gaspar, I like the part where bringing the younger generations into the temple and just accept them as they are, and then we can just being mindful and just kind of whatever do diligent to kind of help them to behave in a way where the temple are a good reaction. Okay. So yeah, thank you so much. And are you okay? It's all right. Still look nice. Little shadow behind. It's all right.
Our failure.
No problem. Just like me, I have no video. So today we have so many technical difficulty here. So we apologize for that. And I would like to go ahead and I would like to ask you, Venerable Gaspar, what advice can be taken from the Māgha-pūjā essence for personal as well as social development?
Okay, so the question was to me, yeah, because I didn't hear it well.
Yes. So, what advice can be taken from the Māgha-pūjā essence for personal as well as social development?
Okay, thank you, sister. As I elaborated earlier, changing the lifestyle, changing everything. It means transformation from bad habits to good habits. This is what I learned from the essence of Māgha-pūjā Day. Let me read what Venerable Soktivi explained in the early stage in simple words. Okay, be patient, because patience is the best problem solving tips. Destruction of defilements is a supreme. No doing bad, doing good, purify your mind. No insulting, no harming, no oppressing. Keep the rules. So keep the rules. You can be the director, you can be the manager, you can be mom, you can be a dad, but keep the rules. It means follow the rules as much as you can. Can be a politician, keep the rules. And this is very special message. Eat enough, but not too much. So you can save your economy, you can save everything. And learn to live alone. Learn to be alone. That is why we call it seclusion in Buddhism, and meditate. So if you want to be a real Buddhist, you break these messages into a simple terms and, you know, interact them into your life. As I say, changing your lifestyle. When you change your entire life, when you transform your bad habits into good habits, this is the real transformation. And when you change yourself, you will change everything around you. Before you change the society, when we want the social advancement, social development, we must bring about the changes in our life. So that is what I learned. That is the best message from Buddhism, from the Buddha. So this is called Buddhism. When someone asks you what is Buddhism, just read this message to them or give them that message, then let them understand. So that's all from me.
Lovely. Thank you. Change your lifestyle. Eat enough, but not too much. I don't know if I can handle that, but that's wonderful. Thank you. So I will go to next is Venerable Soktivi. What is your last message for us and our audience?
Yeah, I think if we all can practice according to what the Buddha taught, as mentioned in this core principle, Sister Josephine would not have more work to do, I believe. I mean, in terms of those who work on human rights, human rights activists or agents. Yeah, why we need human rights agents? Because some people violate the rights to live, the rights of humans. They, do not uphold the human rights or human dignity. They do not respect one another. They harm one another. They do not share one another what they have. So if we truly practice according to the teaching of the Buddha, we learn to be a good person. We learn to be a good child of the family. We learn to be a good citizen of the country. We learn to be a good human of the world. And we learn to be a good child of the Buddha as well. And we all learn to live in peace and harmony among other fellow beings as we continue to practice our loving kindness and compassion. So what we can learn from the essence of Māgha-pūjā is that the essence given in the Ovada Parimokha is so important as the basic principle to live a harmonious and peaceful life. So my final word is that as Buddhists, we should try to learn the Buddha's teaching, dive deep into it, and try to practice each and every moment of our life, not just every day, but each and every moment of our life, we should be with the Dharma. So we will be in peace and happiness. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Each learn the Buddha teaching each and every moment of our life. just like Venerable Gaspard say, eat, walk, sleep, we dive into it with the Buddha's teaching. Thank you so much. And Sister Natama, do you have your last word for us and for our audience?
Yes, I have a message for audience. Everyone wants to have happiness, but a lot of the time we seem to go against the nature. So after learning Buddha teaching, if we want to have happiness, we just have to accept the reality. Everything is impermanent, so don't cling to it and don't attach to it too much that make you have suffering. So you can reduce that suffering and sadness to enrich the happiness. So learn to accept the reality. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ponte and Sister Natimon. I think very brief but very meaningful tip. Change the lifestyle, practice the core principle, that lead to peace and harmony. And I'm really looking forward the day that I would not care much about human rights when people understand, and respect each other. I'm really looking forward to that day. And, accept the reality or, respect the natural law. So, very meaningful. Thank you so much. And due to time, our Dhamma talk now come to the end. I'm very thankful to our Dhamma speaker, Ponte TV and Ponte Gaspard and Sister Natimon as well for your helpful insight sharing with our Dhamma friend tonight. And I would like to thank as well to our technical team, especially Sister Bojea, who kindly offer her technical support and kindness as always, so that our Dhamma talk could be possible for every Dhamma talk. And last but not least, thank you to our founder, Dhamma Live founder, Ponte Sokhivi, for your tireless instruction and compassion to lead this Dhamma talk. Without your initiative, we would not come today and in the past as well, so that we can bring about Buddha teaching to life. Now, before we end, we would like to invite all Dhamma friends to join us for a metta meditation, in which Ponte Gaspard will be leading. And may the merits of our sharing tonight be shared with all living beings. I am Choksukia, tonight moderator with Sister Sakon. We would like to thank and goodbye. Our metta meditation begins.
Hello everyone. Let us practice loving friendliness meditation for oneself. Self-loving friendliness meditation is the first section of metta meditation. Self-loving friendliness meditation is designed to direct you to happily take care of yourself, to honestly forgive yourself, to truly accept yourself without conditions. Before starting, please find a very comfortable posture. Close your eyes. Relax your head, your shoulders, your arms, and your entire body. Please slowly take a very deep breath 3 times. When it is done, let your breath flow as naturally as it does. Observe your breath without judgment, reactions, and criticism. Just merely observe it as the way it is while you are listening to my Pali Metta chanting. Aham Now, please create a very tender smile on your face. Visualize your happy and smiling face. You are very happy person with smiling face. Please keep smiling with honest heart, because you are going to bless yourself. Please be aware of the phrases which I am going to recite, and let yourself honestly feel the real meanings of the phrases. May I be well and happy. May I be free from hatred. May I be free from ill will. May I be free from anger. May I be free from physical and mental sufferings. May I take care of myself happily. May I take care of myself happily. May I take care of myself happily. Now, take your right hand and place it on your chest, and you can mentally repeat after me. In this home, we are family. We live under the same shelter, so we must be kind to each other, be compassionate to each other, be friendly to each other, help each other, respect one another, be happy every day, keep smiling with honest heart, be grateful, be positive, forgive even when it's really hard. Before open your eyes, please take again a very deep breath 3 times. Thank you. May you be well and happy.